face may look a bit familiar because only a couple of weeks ago we tested the Mahindra PikUp. Well, this is the SUV version of the PikUp called the Scorpio. Of course, it's got the very familiar Mahindra grille. You can see quite a mean looking face. Daytime running lights that have become norm these days. Very good LED headlights. I was actually very impressed by them, and nice ground clearance. You can see that. Come around over here, of course, 17-inch alloy wheels are standard, and you can see again the wheel arch clearance, which does tell you this is a off-road capable vehicle, can we call it. It's got, of course, those very square, bulky Mahindra lines. The whole vehicle is very, very square, and big is one of the words. Opening up the front door, I'll just show you quickly, of course. There's no grab handle over here for the driver. There is one on the passenger side, which does help above there. But it's got a nice running board to help you get in, which I certainly need, and that makes a big difference, of course. But you can see nice features over here. You come around further. Unusual rear lights over here. And it almost looks like a grab handle over there or something. Quite strange, quite unusual, but very distinctive. And a spoiler above you over there. And something else that you do get is a side opening back door. You'll see now it is a 7-seater, but of course it suffers from the same affliction as every other 7-seater, in that using it in this configuration, you have absolutely no boot space whatsoever on the vehicle. The seats can tumble, fold, or be removed if you need to do that. Obviously, whichever way you want. A little bit clumsy in operation, I found, and you've got to make sure that they latch properly when you bring them back down. I found that when I tried to lift them up, I didn't latch them properly. Of course, you know what's going to happen, rattle and shake and roll and all those sort of things. Not the most pleasant, but just make sure you do it. Or I think a lot of owners would simply remove this rearmost set of seats, have a nice big boot and a 5-seater. Interesting, you even have speakers mounted in the back door over there. Close it with a nice little bang over there, and you'll see this is the 4-wheel drive version, and very importantly, S11 spec, which is the only spec being offered in South Africa. These days means the luxury spec in Mahindra speak. It's powered by the same engine as the Bucky, which means, as the PikUp, which means you get a 2.2-litre 4-cylinder diesel engine. The M-Hawk, as Mahindra call it, puts out 103 kilowatts, 320 newton meters of torque, and that's important. Let's see what it looks like on the inside and what it's like for passengers. Getting access to the rearmost seats is a little bit clumsy and awkward, as I mentioned just now. There's a lever on the side of the backrest, which you push to flip that. And then there's another lever down at the bottom of the seat, which you then tumble. But you can see, one of my points is, it doesn't get all the way out your way. And that's going to limit access a little bit. But let's see what it's like for me when I climb in now. Well, because of the height of the cabin, it's actually not that bad. So I get in at the back here. You can see headroom is good. Let's just drop this down and then flip the lever and boom. You can't see it on the camera, but I've got limited legroom. No, I'm not going to call this the most comfortable place I think I've ever been. But if you need a 7-seater and you need it for kids, well, then it's definitely adequate. Interestingly, Mahindra called this an 8-seater, not a 7. So they're saying you can put 3 in the back here. Well, I suppose 3 kids, definitely very comfortable. Something that is a feature that a lot of these similar vehicles don't offer is side hinged opening for this back window. So many similar vehicles are very claustrophobic right in the rear. At least this offers that option, and that is a nice little touch to it without going to the full extent of air conditioning vents right at the back. Something I did just discover while I was right in the back is that to get out of the back, you actually need another person to come and release this for you to lift it, because there's no way you can reach that lever from the rearmost seats. Little point, but just something worth noting. Starting off on the center screen for a change, because I want to show you we've done over 600 kilometers on this test, 13.5 kilometers per liter, and there's still 74 kilometers left in the 65-liter tank. So that's an interesting stat, and you'll see that 13.5 is about 7.5 or so liters per 100. Not bad for a vehicle of this size, this bulk, etc., and you've got to take that into account. Also, quite a bit lighter, I found, than the equivalent PikUp version, because obviously aerodynamics, although you cannot claim any aerodynamics on a vehicle of this sort. What I do like, while we're on the center screen, let's just stay here, is the fact that, of course, you do have full navigation and everything else that you can want on this vehicle. It comes standard with all of those items. Come over now to the dashboard, and where I normally show the instrumentation, I showed you 629 kilometers exactly done. Basic instrumentation, but it's really all you possibly want. Nice feature on this vehicle, you do get cruise control as well. And you can see over here just the controls, obviously electric mirrors or electric windows all around. It's obviously standard. It's not absolutely premium, but there's nothing wrong with it. Nice shape to the dashboard, nice and even, nice and easy. Obviously very, very plastic, but so what? It's how it fits together. You come down the center stack over here, you've got your climate control, air conditioning, very effective. And then down there, something that took me a few moments to find, you've got a USB hidden in over there. Very hidden away, very awkward to find, but when you find it, it's there. And then you've got a little slot over here, which I assume is for a cell phone, but it does depend on the size of your phone these days. Now, something that I found really interesting, I'm going to turn off the engine because there is a little bit of diesel clatter you can hear, so let's just get it quiet for a moment and make it easier. There is a reverse camera as well, I must point out, on that screen. Here, gear shift. It's a 6-speed manual gearbox. Not bad, it's quite easy to use, not heavy in general usage, so overall no complaints about the box. But I cannot understand why Mahindra have the PikUp with the same mechanicals with an automatic option, yet the Scorpio only comes with a manual. It's so suited, this kind of vehicle in my book is so suited to automatic gearboxes. They have it available, yet they're not offering it to us in South Africa. It's weird. And then I've got to point out something that really did irritate me with this vehicle. There's a button down here to switch out the stop-start system. Now, I generally do not like stop-starts on a manual vehicle. I find them a little bit awkward in use. This one in particular, I'm sorry to say, maybe it's just setting on this vehicle, I can't say. But all I know is I found it actually stalled sometimes in the stop-start mode. When the engine switched off and you wanted to restart at a robot or a stop street, and it stalled the vehicle. So, sorry, but negative marks on that one, Mahindra. Down over here, you've got your switchable 2 high, 4 high, 4 low. Nope, in all that mileage, we only used 2 high on this test. Didn't go off-road at all. I've shown the off-road capability of the PikUp previously. We know what it's capable of. Something else that's interesting is S11 spec gives you leather trim, nice armrests for the driver and front passenger, but you cannot put your seatbelt on with this armrest down. You've got to lift it up every time. Yeah, I know I'm being picky over here, but it's just something I have noticed, that it's got to be up to be able to put on your seatbelt, and then you can put it down for comfortable driving. It's really not an issue, just something I've noticed. Other than that, you get all the features you'd want. You get a lot of luxury features, as I've shown with the leather, etc., etc. The climate control, air conditioning, space, definitely in the middle row, even if not in the back row. But now I come to the point. Can you believe the price of this vehicle? $366,900. You're getting many, many small to the what they call the compact crossovers at this kind of money. They won't give you four-wheel drive. They won't give you 7 or 8 seat options. They won't give you a big vehicle like this. I'm not saying you can compare Mahindra to the bigger brands. No, I'm not. All I'm saying is everybody's so cash-strapped these days. Everybody is worried about money, and there are buyers on limited budgets who need big vehicles. You've got to look at this one if you fall into that category. Really, at that money, you get a service plan, a 4-year service plan thrown into the deal as well. So you've got to look at something like this. Mahindra has proven themselves in South Africa. They've proven themselves in India. I don't think there's any doubt about that. It's rough, it's tough, it's got rough edges, shall we say. But that's part of the charm of this vehicle, as far as I'm concerned. And, as I mentioned just a moment ago, if you need the extra space, you need the bulk, you need the off-road ability, and you're on a limited budget, I would look at this one myself. Let me put it that way. For Motor Matters, I'm Eleanor, and I'll see you next time.